All right, guys, back with another week of programming analysis brought to you by yours truly, Coach Josh. This time we are taking a look at the week that Coach LeighAnn did. So we're just going to get right into it. Monday, we kicked it off with a snatch grip deadlift for the skill piece. Brand new skill that I would say 99% of our membership is not used to doing. But I think it had some good response. And then we had a shorter version of a little couplet, 8-minute AMRAP, 7 strict handstand push-ups, 14 thrusters. Thrusters were very, very light today, so that you could continue to move really quickly on that. And then a lot of people that did do actual strict handstand push-ups, I think, found that they ran into a wall there. So interesting kind of dichotomy there between two movements. You had something pretty high skill, high strength needed, and then very light, very high heart rate type stuff. So it's interesting to see how people fared on that. Cool workout though. Tuesday started off with the bent over row, and this was continuing ironically with the theme that Heather had the previous week. So we had already had some really good exposure to that, came back, did it for a little bit higher rep scheme so people were able to see comparatively to what they did the previous week if they were here that day. For sets of 5, what were they able to maintain for sets of 10? So I love that they both tied in together unknowingly on that. And then we had a little workout of burpee pull-ups and kettlebell swings. For those that don't know, this is the delineation for factorial. Interesting fact there. That was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, burpee pull-ups and kettlebell swings. There was an RX Plus option for those that chose it to go with a heavier kettlebell swing than they're normally used to. Very cool workout. Heart rate was through the roof the entire time. People found out very quickly from a coaching standpoint, it was fun to sit back and watch people blow through the round of 10 and 9 and then just suck some major wind on the rounds of 8 through 1. Yes, we do take extreme pride in watching that happen. But cool workout. I think I did this one something like head-to-head with Coach Steph. Of course, she beat me. But very fun workout. Moving on to Wednesday, we don't get a lot of opportunity to get the GHD sit-up into the general masses. But we did today. I think a very good exposure. We spent a lot of time on instruction, making sure that people understood the mechanics of the movement and saw a lot of light bulbs go off in people's heads when they actually use their quads, their upper leg muscles to drive that movement from the bottom position all the way to the top. Sadly though, after that, we had an individual who wishes to remain nameless tumble off of the GHD, and not while he was doing the workout, ironically, while he was just trying to get off of it. So anyways, moving on, 5 rounds for time, just a mean little triplet of a workout. Man makers, goblet squats, and ring dips. Man makers, a lot of people commented that they did not like these at all, which means that we'll probably see more of them. Goblet squats, always just a tremendous movement. A lot of people find because they are tasked with keeping their torso so upright that it kind of smokes the low back a little bit. That's a telltale sign, guys, that you are not keeping that midline tight enough if you are feeling that low back pain whenever you do goblet squats. And then ring dips are always a torturous movement for a lot of people. It really is all about your upper body strength, strictly just kind of in your arms and your anterior shoulder. So very cool workout, definitely on the longer side compared to these last 2 days. Thursday, we did some bench pressing, so of course that brought out all the bros, but a completely flipped on its head thought on the bench press here by Coach LeighAnn, which I love, sets of 20. So obviously that kept the weight low, but as the bros loved, is you got a big pump in your chest for it. And then a little ascending ladder, 9 minutes of dumbbell step-ups and dumbbell hang cleans. Yes, you had to go through a full squat, otherwise it would have said power clean. I put an asterisk here. There was no RX weight, which I love because the kind of marching orders were pick a weight that allows you to stay moving the entire 9 minutes, but not something that is too ridiculously light. And looking at the scores, if you go back and look at the whiteboard scores on Wodify, you can see that a lot of people fell kind of into the same, score range, rounds and reps of what they made it into. So I was really happy to see that that worked out that way. Friday, finishing off with a fun little EMOM of heavy kettlebell swings, really challenging people to go heavier in their swings than they're used to. and or maybe with a little bit more difficult movement. So if they're only accustomed to going to eye level, doing the Russian style swing, did they go overhead? Were they able to maintain it? If you did the math here and you completed that EMOM, that's 100 kettlebell swings, so pretty stout little skill piece there. And then very interesting rep scheme on this workout. Looks very easy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, chest to bar pull-ups and rope climbs. RX Plus had the option of doing bar muscle-ups. And then scaled folks had the option of doing banded pull-ups, obviously. And then they could do the seated rope pull to lower for the rope climb substitute. So looking back at the entire week, very cool. I'm going to go back on Friday just because if you did that EMOM right before the other piece, your forearms were absolutely smoked. So a lot of people commented that that was the limiting factor there, was the grip aspect, which I'm a huge fan of those that kind of hit you in an unexpected place. Really cool, I already mentioned this here, the no RX piece. Man makers, another good, interesting movement that we don't see a lot of, if at all, at times. And then, the GHD sit-up, getting everybody accustomed to that. Snatch grip deadlift, overall very cool in terms of balance. We had a little bit longer workout here. Depending on your prowess with the burpee pull-up, if this could have turned into a longer workout for some folks. Shorter workout, 8 minutes, 9 minutes shorter. And this was all about what your grip could sustain. Good balance, push and pull. Overall, I think the only thing that was difficult this week was that first movement that I mentioned, that snatch grip deadlift. It is a little bit more on the advanced side, and I say that because if you go and look at the numbers of some of that some people put up in relation to their snatch, it is far more weight than they can snatch. And having watched people do this movement, I know that they are not doing the snatch grip deadlift with the same technique that they pull the bar off of the floor, or that they should pull the bar off the floor whenever they are doing just a normal snatch or like a snatch pull or something. So something to watch out for. We need to make sure that we coach that up real good. Other than that, I think it was a beautifully written week. Loved it. If you got questions about it, anything like that, post them in the comments. Thanks.